there, YouTube. Corncob Piper here, coming at you today with another video. I hope everybody's had a great weekend and is having a great start to their week. In tonight's video, I'm not going to do my usual, well, what I've been doing so far is VRs and Yabos. Don't really have any boxes to open right now as much as I enjoy doing that. I am smoking this evening out of a Missouri Meerschaum Morgan nose warmer, and inside I have some Peter Stokkebye Sambuca, which is tastes just like what it is. It's a licorice flavored tobacco. I ordered an ounce of it. I was pretty excited to get it in, and so far I'm somewhat impressed with it. It does burn pretty hot, but the taste of the licorice does carry through when you're smoking, which is what I was looking for. This is a Black Cavendish and Virginia aromatic, obviously, ribbon cut, and this is what the tobacco looks like. Hope you can see that okay. But tonight I figured I'm going to talk about the state of Dunhill and what's going on with some of our favorite tobaccos and what my plans are with it for the future. So as many of you know, BCA, which is the British American Tobacco Company who produces Dunhill tobaccos and cigars, they don't own the pipeline or the accessory line. That's owned by a different company. They just recently purchased R.J. Reynolds for $47 billion, and after the acquisition they did an internal review, and they have decided in 12 to 18 months, well, I guess it's 11 to 17 months now, they have decided that they are going to stop producing Dunhill tobaccos. They announced to Lane Limited, who is the company that imports Dunhill into the United States, that it is indeed true, that after that review they will no longer be producing, which means somewhere in 2018 Dunhill tobacco is going to go bye-bye. You know, I'm optimistic, and I'm hoping that someone decides to you know, purchase the rights to Dunhill tobacco and you know, keep on producing it so it's still available here in the U.S. But I'm gonna prepare for it like it's not, like it's gonna be a done deal, and you know, we're gonna lose some of the best tobaccos out there. And this just goes hand in hand with the new FDA deeming laws. You know, some of the tobaccos produced after 2007 may no longer be available after 2018. Also, the laws may put some of the smaller tobacco companies, you know, out of business, you know, completely. So the FDA is definitely sticking it to us, and I guess a lot of this has to do with the vaping laws and everything. They're trying to just associate anything considered smoking into one group, and that's the main reason for it. So, you know, I've been already cellaring two of my favorite tobaccos, which were both produced after 2017, and that's Frogmorton Cellar and GLP's Quiet Nights. GLP's Quiet Nights is my current favorite. Shout out to Derek Tant for recommending it on one of his videos. I went out and bought it on his recommendation and fell in love for first smoke. So far I have 3 tins of each. My goal is to get up to 10. I don't know if I can afford that before it happens, but that's my goal. I figure if I open you know, 2 tins a year, special occasions of each, you know, that's 20 years worth of product that I have. So that's my goal anyhow, cellar wise, for those two. Now for the Dunhills, I haven't tried, you know, too many of them, and I'm in the process of buying them and trying them. But of the 4 that I've tried, I am a big fan of the Dunhill Flake, the Early Morning Pipes, and the My Mixture 965. Now I have recently acquired some of the Nightcap, which I've heard only raving reviews about. But I've only smoked one bowl so far, and I have to say I'm not too thoroughly impressed with it. That's not to say that I won't give it a second, third, or even a fourth chance. I always try to smoke at least a minimum of 4 bowls of a certain tobacco before I write down. I keep a journal and I write down my thoughts on each tobacco, so I know what to buy in the future. But I'll smoke at least 4 bowls until I make those comments in the journal and decide. So maybe I just packed it wrong, or who knows what the deal is. But for whatever reason, for me, for my taste, it tasted like smoking a cigar. And I don't like smoking cigars. I don't like the smell of them. I don't like the taste of them. But funny enough, I like pipe tobaccos and I like English tobaccos, which are pretty similar to a cigar tobacco almost. So we'll see with that. But the My Mixture 965 has really been my go-to English since I started smoking English blends. When I go into my tobacco cabinet to decide, and I can't decide what tobacco I want right then, at that moment, seems like I always reach for the My Mixture 965. It's a great smoke. Funny enough, a lot of people compare it to the Nightcap. I don't see the similarities. It is very Latakia forward, so if you like Latakia, it's definitely a blend for you. I've also recently tried the Early Morning Pipe, which is a decent tobacco. I can see why people, a lot of people pick this as their all-day tobacco. Smokes real mellow, real cool. The only downside that I've come across so far, and I've only smoked 2 bowls of it, so I haven't hit my 4-bowl limit yet, but before I decide. But so when I get down past the halfway mark of the pipe, towards the last quarter of the bowl, it just starts to get very ashy for me. I don't even know if that's a way to describe something, but that's the way I would describe it. It's just very ashy in taste and the texture of the smoke. So hopefully, I'm trying it in different pipes, and hopefully it might just be which pipe I'm smoking it in or how I'm packing it. But the My Mixture is definitely a good tobacco. I'll be getting more of that in the future, and then I definitely want to try the Elizabethan and the London Mixture, and maybe a couple more, but I would like to narrow it down to probably just 4 Dunhill tobaccos. And my plan for that too is also to sell 10 tins of each. Now the great thing about a couple of them, which is the My Mixture 965 and the Early Morning Pipe, and then possibly also the Nightcap, I can buy those in bulk. They're like, I think it's like $3 an ounce, and the more you buy, the price goes down from there. So my plan for those 3 is probably not to buy tins. I might buy a tin of each, say, just because I like tins. I like collecting them. They look cool. I like opening my tobacco cabinet and seeing lots of cool tins in there. But I will probably just, for those 3, buy mostly bulk and just jar them up in a mason jar and cellar them. And I could buy larger quantities of those 3 for smaller amounts. And then for the others, I'm just going to decide maybe the 2 tins that I like the best that aren't available in bulk, and try to do the same thing and just, cellar 10 tins of those. I just, pretty recently got into pipe smoking, and I really wish in hindsight that I would have got into this sooner. I was a cigarette smoker for a long time, and then I vaped for a long time also. And then when I got off the vape, I decided that I missed tobacco, but I didn't want to go back to cigarettes. I don't like cigars. When I was a kid, there was an old man across the street that smoked a pipe, and I always remembered enjoying the smell of it. And I always thought, I remember being a little kid thinking that when I'm old enough, I'm gonna be a pipe smoker. Took me 38 years, but I finally made it here, guys. But the tobacco industry is piping is in a sad state of affairs right now, with FDA deeming laws, the outs of Dunhill, You know, I really hope that maybe the Scandinavian Tobacco Company or somebody will buy those rights and, you know, keep producing it. And, you know, if they do, better off for you guys. And then, you know, I won't have to buy any Dunhill, I guess, for a while. You know, so I heard some people saying that maybe this is a marketing scheme, something like Coca-Cola did with the new Coke, where they just drove more demand. But I don't really see that happen. I think the British American Tobacco Company is probably just, you know, trying to, you know, cigarettes is where the money's at, and that's probably where they want to stay. You know, R.J. Reynolds, you know, you got Camel, Salem, or not Salem, but Camel. I think Camel's their biggest one. I'm not sure what the other was, but you know, they sell most of the British cigarettes, you know, overseas as well. So, you know, feel free to comment, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'd really be interested in your thoughts on, you know, what you're going to do in the future for Dunhill. Do you plan on buying more and selling it, or are you just going to say when it's gone, it's gone? I just myself, I can't do that. I could probably do it with the others, but not the My Mixture 965. And I'm definitely not going to do it either with GL Pease or Frog Morton. GL Peace's Quiet Nights or Frog Morton Cellar. If you haven't smoked a GL Pease, guys, you got to go out and buy a tin. It can be sometimes hard to find, but you know, it's not too hard. I mean, it always comes back. So a lot of times you may look, it's out of stock, but it's nothing like, you know, Pelican or Escoterra or anything like, you know, ridiculous like that, where the tins sell out in minutes after hitting the website. And then you know, after my couple bowls, I do have a tin of Dunhill nightcap. So if I decide I don't like it, you know, I may end up giving it away or trading it. So you know, keep watching the videos to see what happens with that. And that's really all my thoughts I have on the state of Dunhill, guys. You know, I wish I could say it ain't true, but you know, unfortunately, it is. So you have yourselves a great evening, YouTube. As always, keep piping. Don't forget to hit the like button and you know, comment and subscribe if you liked my video.